Hey there folks, and welcome back to the Dammâseq Campaign. Last time, we just sort of tried to get things under control with our new status as a ROM. We do still have a number of loyalty problems, particularly in our Borderlands areas of the Jordan Rift Valley, where things have improved a little bit, but they largely haven't been fixed. We are still working on that. I'm in the middle of a scheme to relocate a giant team of Dammâseqi slaves over to Din Haba in order to get some precious metals and to move slaves out of the area. And generally, I'm engaging in a broader program of relocating wrong culture slaves away from these areas as best as I can. Unclear, by the way, how helpful that's going to be, but it is good to get more wrong culture slaves into our core to assimilate, and since we're in peacetime, the normal way that you get more slaves quickly isn't exactly available, so we have to make use of the wrong culture slaves we have out in our borderlands, where they're just sitting around contributing to unrest as it is. Now, we also just did a very quick kind of target of opportunity style war against a resurgent Rakat who reappeared over here in Mevohama. We swooped in and grabbed them really quick with a cheeky assault. Gonna have to lower our levy before they chew through the rest of our manpower, but we did manage to grab this, and we will be dealing with this territory in just a second. But generally speaking, we're going to go back to peacetime. This is not the end of our peacetime early. We still are going to wait until 8:20 most likely, but I couldn't pass this opportunity up. So, with that being noted, let's go ahead and resume here. So first things first, let's go ahead and lower the levy. These guys can go down. Still at 14 cohorts, so that's fine. No big change there. Now this fort does not need to exist. There's one noble and one slave living here, so that's pretty goofy. But the fort will go. So let's go ahead and do that. Perfect. Right, so this does unify our borders a little bit better. We do still have a little bit of border war going on with the uncolonized lands. Also, these guys do still want military access. I'm going to keep declining that. Yeah, at the minute, this ends Tyr's war with their rebellion that happened over. This used to be Tyr territory, of course. Now they should be even more angry with me. Let's see here. Yeah, it says recently declared war. I don't know what that's about. Maybe because I attacked their rebellion, that kind of counted as attacking them. Either way, Tyr is really not happy with me, but I don't know what else I would expect. This is the appropriate reaction from Tyr. That being said, their little team of themselves, Samaria and Huzaza, together could present problems with their numbers, as I've talked about before. Tyr has been growing their population also steadily, Samaria not so much, but Huzaza is really preoccupied getting completely obliterated by their tribal neighbors. They're really preoccupied up here, so even if there was a war during my peacetime, I don't think Huzaza would really play a big role, or any role at all. And against Tyr and Samaria, just the two of them, I think I can probably hold that just fine, especially with my network of forts on the borderlands here protecting myself. They cannot get through my fort coverage in these areas, which means that my backline, at least the parts that are still not fortified, are relatively protected, unless they go around the long way. So all that being said, that is handy. Right, now we did also get a new mission into Jordan Rift Valley for controlling this entire province. So we get something in Yardena, which is ideal because that is a planned future city, so that's actually kind of amazing. Get a claim on Acre, or Acre, I never know how to say that. I'll call it Acre. Acre is the province over here on the coast with the historic city of Acre, at this point in time called Akko, over here. Farmland, no river, so not exactly the best tile in the universe, but it is coastal, so that's okay. There's a distinct lack of rivers all around the Phoenician and the Canaan coastline areas, which is one of the reasons I wanted to play further inland for this campaign. Believe it or not, being on even a minor river is actually better than being coastal, just in terms of pure numbers, whatever the case. So essentially, I think that this is a perfectly fine mission to grab. The bonus being in Yardena is ideal, so let's do that right there. Now this requires us to conquer Acre. We will eventually do that, and by the way, this is, let's see here, part of Phoenicia, so this is another rogue, wrong region mission appearing here, so this wants us to go into Phoenicia. We could do this if we really wanted to, but there's not really a huge need to at the minute. We'll come back to that later. Alright, all that being said, we do have disloyalty in Carnium from last episode. Things are not improving very much at the minute. Why did this go down? Well, it's probably because my army was raised. Yes, let me go ahead and stop paying for my troops and stop paying for my forts. I don't know why the fort payments turned on. I think that may have been automatic, but we fixed that now. And yeah, so on the monthly tick, that should be resolved. Right, so that is fine. We do have salt over here. Let's go ahead and consider whether we want to sell these nobles now. Probably we do. Yeah, I think we just want to go ahead and sell these guys. 1550, definitely want to sell this guy at least. So let's go ahead and get to it. Yeah, under 8, I'm going to release them. Under 8 value. If they're under 8 years old, I'll release them also, but that's more because I'm not going to sell literal kids into slavery. That's the least I can do. I am a magnanimous god, of course. Alright, sell you. Sell you. Is that everybody? Yeah, that's everybody. No kids there, so that's good. Okay. That is fine. 61 tyranny, so this is the highest we've ever been, but again, technically no character loyalty problems. Tyranny doesn't affect provincial loyalty, and while I don't tend to like to make big sweeping suggestions for gameplay changes, I do think that there's an argument that high tyranny maybe should affect provincial loyalty a little bit. I don't know. I'd have to think about that more if I do make any mods or whatnot, but whatever the case. So with that being done, I'm a little tempted to diminish the size of this fort in Rakat. Now that I control this territory, I don't need to worry about them spawning over here. But that's like a high-level move that I don't know if the AI would actually do, so I'm probably fine to keep it as it is. Let's just go ahead and resume. First, I guess we'll sell to these guys. Actually, before we resume, let's spend our money on slave movements. Now, where did the slaves leave off? I think I moved them over here somewhere. Alright, they are in Siri Basani, so let's move them all the way down to Zaizaun, and then from there into Din Haba at last. So move pops over from Siri Basani. Alright, let me scroll down to them. So let's move over the Dammâseq Dream Team. Here they come. Alright. Make sure I'm not clicking. The thing moves around, as you see. Alright, so now we can finally move them in. So first, I think we should remove the 4 slaves. Actually, I guess we can do that later, because I don't want to depopulate by accident. So let's move in the 15 Dammâseq. Okay. And let's see here. 15 Dammâseq. We need 10. We could actually get 20 slaves here for an additional precious metal, and I think that is worth doing. There, 2 extra copies of precious metals. That will eventually pay for all the cost we've spent moving slaves in here. So let's go ahead and remove the Sama slaves if we have some money left over. I suppose I can move them over to Zaizaun. This is a pretty good sort of province to, or location to move them to, not a province, but a territory, because I can eventually move them into Carnium. I don't know if I'm allowed to. I guess we're allowed to move people into Carnium. So, yeah. Let's move them to Zaizaun from Din Haba. Or rather, yeah, Din Haba is how you say that. Okay. Although actually now we're below, so I didn't think about that very hard. Let me move more Dammâseq in here. More slaves. Alright, I just need 4 more Dammâseq. I think I can find them from around the area. Perhaps I cannot find them. Alright, I'm gonna... So we're not quite done yet with the slave stuff over here. We need to move some more Dammâseq into the area. So into Zaizaun needs to go 3 more Dammâseq from around here. Alright, that's 1, 2, 3, there we go. And then in a few months we'll move the 3, actually we'll move 1 now. Move the Dammâseq from Zaizaun. Alright. Now we just need 2 more months of income, and then we'll have our multiple copies of... Okay, let's think about who we... I guess we can sell to these guys. Actually, we don't need to think about it that hard. I think we're fine. Yes, that is going to be worth quite a bit of commerce right there. And before the monthly tick, loyalty's at -12. Let's see what we go to. Alright, -12. I guess it was already adjusted, so... Whatever the case, -12, whether or not that was increase or decrease, it's manageable. Yeah. All of our non-Galad provinces are doing okay at the minute. So that is handy. Right, let's move 1 more. Actually, we can move 2 now. So we need to move the Dammâseq from Zaizaun. There we go. Now we have an extra copy of precious metals to sell. Perfect. And we are still below the pop capacity over here, so that is handy. Yeah, we have so many bonuses for integrated culture happiness that those slaves are actually not too upset. We actually have no unrest here, incredibly. I don't know how to explain that, but that is handy. Right. Up to 3,700. I think we've been up there before, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Either way, a nice high number for us. Right. I think we probably... Let's see. I guess I'll trade with these guys. Sell these guys precious metals. I'm trying to think. Do we want to build... Oh, we have a training camp in Dammâseq. That's fine. What next? I think Asama is a city. You know what? We probably have our colonial... Oh, actually, we don't. Not quite. Only half a month until Colonial Ventures is over, so we'll do our next colony carefully. I need to be wary of the effect making a colony through the culture menu has on culture happiness, because there is an effect. Alright, so I wish there was a pop-up that you could signify, or that you could turn on to make sure that you're remembering when Colonial Ventures is happening, but it is what it is. Right, so hauled in front of the court, Milk Piles Eshbelid, my physician, is a sorry sight, caught with rusty spike in hand, his signature weapon. He is said to have been ready to strike down Barak Bal Abrid, my researcher, in a brutal act of violence. Luckily, passers-by were quick enough to act and prevent this terrible deed. We now have the unenviable task of passing judgment on the wicked Milk Pilis. I'm just going to not get involved in this. Barak Bal has more loyalty anyways, so we shouldn't be too hasty. Let's just not get involved in that, I don't think. Okay, so with that being noted, what was I about to do? I was about to do something. I was just talking about it. What was I about to do? The Brain Fog saga continues. Oh yeah, I was going to look at... Oh, Colony. Yeah, Colonial Ventures. That's right. Right, so in terms of a colony we want to set up, I think we've already done Ain Thakar, I believe. We have not done Ain Thakar yet. Okay. I was waiting to move the capital over before we went there, because we did Dammâseq before. And also having people move to Ain Thakar might help the unrest around here a bit. Maybe. I'm not sure about that part, but let me think about this, actually. Who lives in this area? This is the Karnayimi, okay. And a lot of them are living in Karnayim still, because of those... Oh wait, we still have... We have to wait one more day? Seriously? Okay, fine. I guess that's fine. But since it is the 1st of January, anything we need to do, I guess I'll go ahead and, just to be thorough, check my pop simulation around here. Things are looking good up here. And then down here. Let's move a non... Let's move two... Actually, hold on. Whole wheat, let me double check. Okay, these guys have a lot of people to assimilate. Let's move 2 whole wheat slaves over. Perfect, alright. This will assimilate at some point. Good, then over here in Karnayim. This should assimilate someday. I don't know why it's not been assimilating, but whatever. Maybe because he's demoting? I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if Pop being demoted... Oh, so this one's a... Yeah, this one's a tribesman. The tribesman's not being demoted. I don't know what the problem is. Alright, over here. Things are looking pretty good. Assimilation continues along. Then down here, there's plenty of non-Dammâseq to assimilate, honestly, so yeah, we're fine. Okay, we're looking good. One day goes by. She is trying to assassinate another person. Who's she trying to assassinate? Baal Zarba, my marshal. I don't really want her to do that. I could interfere with the scheme to reduce the chance of likelihood, but the success chance is only 8%, so it's not very likely to succeed anyways. This would ensure it wouldn't succeed. I think we'll just let her do it. Also, she has another kid, Masha Abarid, her daughter. Okay, so she's got Danel and Masha, and then her son that passed away, Badarshtar. That was about 12 years ago now. Alright, good stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our colony going as well. So what I was saying earlier is I think we should set it up over here with the culture that lives here locally. The Karnayimi Assuming that it picks the right spot, which it may not. But we still have colonial ventures? What? 1st of January, 816. Isn't that... What's going on? Is this bugged? Why do I have colonial ventures still? 1st of January, 816. That's two days ago was that date. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna wait for the monthly tick. Maybe it'll go away on the monthly tick. I think that might be something I've seen before, actually. Trade with Mari. Alright. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of glitchy like that. Oh, okay, I think it went away. Alright, let's set up the colony now, before it returns with a vengeance. Alright, it picks Alone, which is not the right spot. I don't know why it's picking this spot. Okay. You're going to be difficult with me, aren't you? Alright, so let's go somewhere else then. You're missing your chance to get a colony for free. Let's see if we can get it in Nijran with the local population, who lives over here? The Hulhuiti, I believe, is who lives over here. Yeah. Let's set up a Hulhuiti colony. We've done this already. Where's their colony? Hold on. Oh, we have a colony here. What am I doing? Okay. Alright, let's set up a colony in Salkad. Actually, we could set up a colony over here in our disloyal areas. That might help a little bit, but it also does create culture happiness reduction, so it's a risk. So I think we should probably focus on places that we're doing assimilation in. So let's do it down here with the Salkadi. Alright. Alright, Salkad, that is the correct location. Let's do it. Okay, Salkad, a Dammâseq colony. The arrival of Dammâseq settlers has hardly endeared the local population to us, but the foundation of a colony in this area is without a doubt the best way to exert control here in the long run. Soon even the local Salkadi inhabitants will see how our city will prosper and surpass any previous settlements they may have had in the area before the land was confiscated. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, we have a lot of population here now. Now, I do think that between the two of them, or between the three of them, technically, I think Salkad is maybe a higher priority to make a city over Ainthakar and Nijran. Nijran's just a worse tile. The other two are both Plains Riverside. Ainthakar is technically a more important location to get built up, because Salkad's in my backline. But I am kind of interested in making Kanatha a bit of a core part of my core, as it were, similar to how I have Damascus Oasis and Fissure Spring. Fissure Spring is almost done assimilating people, and once this place finishes assimilating, because they've been assimilating over time, this is a really safe location. Sure, technically you could reach it through walking through the desert, but I don't think the AI is going to routinely do that, so I can take advantage of this location. Also, I do want to eventually colonize Jaber and get access to this great fort location, but that is not a huge priority right this second, obviously. Right, Husun also I should fortify sooner or later, but I think we'll just keep saving our money for now. No need to worry. Also, let's not allow slaves to leave, please. Hold on. My thing is glitched out. Let's not do that, please. Alright, I need to move one more Dammâseq in here. Where did that one Dammâseq leave to? Promotion is not allowed over here. Dammâseq. Do I have no Dammâseq anywhere nearby? Alright. Move one over. Dammâseq from Nijran. Move them down here. Alright. We're going to be constantly dealing with slaves leaving, so that's not great. Migration. Can't tell how fast anyone's leaving around here. I assume they go to Sama, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, we're a little over the optimal slave ratio at the minute. But as long as we can maintain the precious metal trade, that's worth a lot, so it is worth it to try to babysit Din Haba to keep the slaves going. Alright, Marshal advances 3, morale of armies plus 07, morale of navies plus 07, and then increased legion and navy maintenance cost. At the minute, the main effect that's going to have is just increased mercenary cost, but nice to see our advances continuing at a reasonable pace, not a recent pace. That statement made no sense. So we could reach hypo cost now, which is very tempting. Increase the PI. It's pretty hard to argue against that, although national freeman output is also quite strong. National tribesman output is also pretty good too, as tribesmen are producing a lot of our manpower. I can't tell how much exactly, but it is some amount, and that is a sure thing. Ooh, this is really strong. 12% tribesman output. Holy moly, okay. This is also maybe something we should go for moving slaves around this much. Move slave cost reduction. Alternatively, there is some other good stuff around here. Getting access to triumphal coins as an emergency option is also quite smart. Although I don't know what circumstance we'd need triumphal coins. Really the only thing that I can think of is a surprise Ebla war declaration, but I rarely see the AI declare war on me. Maybe it's because I'm in war so much and the AI on normal difficulty can't declare war on you while you're in a war already, so that might be why. But Ebla also doesn't border me yet, so we're not really in danger there. Either way, it may also be good to grab due process to go towards open religion, because this is really strong. Actually, a lot of these are really strong. I think we should get hypocost. I think we shouldn't play around. Monthly PI influence, or monthly political influence, is such a strong bonus. In fact, let me... Yeah. There's a couple more down here. But this one's really good. Pop simulation speed as well. But I think that's all that there is in the tree, so we should get these as much as we can. Yeah, there's one down here too. Yeah, okay. So let's not play around here, let's just grab hypocost. The Romans pioneered the creation of underfloor heating, using a complex system of flues and furnaces. The hypocost was a rare but prestigious addition to villas and bathhouses. So monthly political influence 5%, national assistant output plus 3%. So that's going to help with our monthly research as well, just a little bit. Right. Good stuff. Health on the king is healthy, so that is quite nice. Okay. So Huzaza continues to be in their war. Interesting. Up to 10 treasury per turn, or per month, I mean. That's quite good. Stability is looking fine. Alright. Syria Bassani is still declining, but Carnium is still increasing. This is more or less manageable. Down here, things are basically, yeah, so everything except for Galad, as I've said many times, is basically under control. To the extent that I wonder if switching to harsh treatment might actually be called for. We will get a little bit of tyranny, because this is a different governor we're forcing to change their policy. But this would help, and I think it would actually do more than what it says. I've seen that happen before in the Xiongnu campaign. Honestly, increasing the demotion speed will do a lot, especially where we have some of these citizens. These guys contribute so much unrest just by themselves. Yeah, it's 4 unrest from just these 2 citizens. So they are demoting right now, but it's not going to be for like a year still. So we gotta speed this up. Yeah, because these guys are going to demote into being freemen. So I think we will go for harsh treatment down here. I'm getting a bit nervous about the loyalty trend, and I don't really want to do another cultural action, because then I spend more stability. I'll run out of cultural laws eventually anyways, so let's see, minus 0.60, minus 0.43, so it's not a huge change, but I think the increased demotion speed on these guys will help out actually quite a lot. So we'll just let that run. Also, this noble here is contributing 22 unrest. Holy crap, I didn't realize nobles contributed that much unrest. I know they contributed a lot, but holy crap. Okay, wow. That guy's not demoting, and he's leaving to Galad. That guy's got to get demoted friggin' right now. This guy is by himself stirring up all of the trouble down here. Yeah, no wonder this place is so unhappy. They've got this super unrestful noble. Alright, well, Popped motion speed increase 90% will help with that. We'll just have to hope that that noble gets targeted by that. He gets demoted to a citizen or a freeman. Hopefully a freeman. Sheesh, well, we've discovered the source of Galad's mysterious super high unrest, so that is handy at least. Alright, but everything else is getting under control now. Alright, these guys want my ivory. Yep, also let's make sure that we're still producing all of the gold we need to. We are still producing it. Looks like Baal has built himself a holding over here. Hopefully he doesn't get assassinated by my daughter. Or actually, that's a different Baal. Who's this Baal? Oh yeah, this is my master. Oh, wait. Well, I'm looking at the wrong spot. What am I doing? Need to look over here. Oh, what was that about? Okay, yeah, I mistook that for precious metals, and I, for some reason, thought that was my territory. Yeah, so up here, there's no holding. There's no holding owner up here. So we still have 3 precious metals as well, so that's fine. All right. Make sure it's speed 3. Yep. Just continue along. These guys went to peace with their neighbors. I can't tell... Uh-oh, Airshot falls ill. Airshot is not worried that she has fallen ill. Perhaps if she is wealthy enough, she will seek treatment of her own volition. Otherwise, we could always step in if her condition worsens. Interesting. That's not great. She has inflammation. Okay, well that's kind of a serious illness as well. Let's hope that she can recover from that, but I can't exactly force her to do anything here. So it is what it is. We shall see. Yes, what I was saying earlier is that Huzaza finished off their war, meaning they're now available for Tyr to call them in. Not that that's too big of a concern, but yeah. I think things basically ended off in a white piece. I don't see any territory changing hands, or I didn't see that. Oh, Ebla is over here now. So Ebla... Okay, they haven't entered into my regions yet, but they... Actually, they may have had this before. I may be losing my mind. I think they did own that before, so never mind. Is this the whole Huzaza, like, army? Oh my gosh, possibly. That's not a great sign for them if that's true. Alright. We continue. We have some barbarians down here. These guys are Edomite barbarians, alright? They're going to add some Edomite population over here. If these guys come into my land, they're going to cause some serious trouble. So let's bank up some money in case we have to pay them off to leave. But I don't think it's going to come to that. Hopefully not, at least. We shall see. 3,900 manpower now, so that's quite good. AE's back at 0, so that's handy. Stability is trending up over 50, that's great. Tyranny's not doing great, but yeah, it is what it is. Scandal. Scandal is unfortunately part of an average day in the Aramean court. Ordinarily, we would simply ignore such petty squabbles. However, on this occasion, the esteemed Ahiram Milkramid, my steward, has been found in flagrante delicto with his lover Tabua Ahimlik by his spouse Adia Mishid. Right. Adia, the spouse, overcome with despair, has appealed to the court to have him stripped of office. I'm not going to get involved in this. Yeah, this guy's a good steward, so let's just go ahead and say this is none of our business. So these, let's see here. These two can be rivals, that's fine. I'm not going to get involved. Right, these guys are sort of coming in my direction, but I guess I'll wait until they're moving, and then I'll pay them off if they are going to come into my land. But I don't really want to pay them off unless I absolutely have to. I guess we'll see what they will need. That's a lot of payoff. I guess more population isn't the end of the universe. They are the wrong culture, but this place isn't assimilating, so it's not that big of a deal if it is the wrong culture. Yeah, well, we'll not worry too much about that. I'm not going to raise my army just to fight those barbs down here in my least stable province in the universe. So it is what it is. Jaffa continues to expand. No allies for Jaffa. I don't border them, so I can't do anything towards them. But yeah, this is irritating. But I'll just let them do this. This land is so low in civilization level anyways that they're not going to do that much damage, honestly. 4 more tribesmen is 4 more tribesmen. I will take it. Also, I think our military experience is almost at... I think we need 80 per thing again. Yeah. And we're almost to colonial trades. That's quite nice. We should wait to found any cities until we get this. Speaking of trade, trade influx. Our trade agreement with Kumidu has yielded a splendid return on investment, along with the flow of wealth between our two states. The movement of people is accelerating. Our city of Rauda has been blessed with a wave of fresh migrants who believe they stand a better chance of building their lives in Aram. Who are we to deny them? So we get a noble and a citizen in Rauda, and I think we could get some slaves. I'm happy to take these guys because this is a assimilation hub up here. I think this place has some sort of bonus for assimilation. I can't remember if I have that. I mean, it has a colony bonus, but aside from that, more people to assimilate is always handy, so let's go ahead and let these guys move in. Fine by me. They can go for it. So, Ebla has a baby king, or I guess a toddler king. The model here for the character is the baby model, but it's a 4-year-old king. Zimrida the First, Ugarid, with 1 marshal. So this might be... Is there a way to go to war with Ebla? No. Also, Ebla calls in some pretty... Yeah, they call in Ugarit, their former arch-nemesis, so these guys have apparently made up. Ugarit's a client state of Ebla? Sheesh. And then these guys here, Sarakib are a feudatory, and then Hermesh is also a feudatory. So they call in their little vassal swarm. And do they call in Ugarit? I guess Ugarit joins Ebla in wars, so yeah, they do call in Ugarit. I guess client states work differently in this mod. Also, Ugarit has territory in the south, too. So this might be a good opportunity to go to war with Ebla, to try to just damage them a little bit. I'd have to think about this carefully, because in previous campaigns when I've had this idea to do some sort of let's ravage their land type war, it's largely ended in absolute catastrophe, because I bite off more than I can chew. So I have to think about this carefully. I'm not in a position to even get a claim on them, because I don't border them at all. So I don't really have a way into Ebla, and I can't get a claim on them, because I don't have any border with them. One thing I could do is fight somebody who does border them, like Nale, who is diplomatically isolated right now. Although, actually, I do have a claim on them. How do I have a claim on these guys? Oh, you know what? It's from my mission tree. Because I think I have a mission to take control of this area here. Do I? I honestly don't know how I have a claim on these guys, but I do have a claim on them. Actually, I think I got it from my war council, so... I could go to war with Hazi just to get a border with Ebla, to get a claim on Ebla, to go to war with Ebla if the time is right. The issue is, even with 1 marshal on their king, and the reason this matters is both for the military effect of marshal from the leader, and the baby can't have a spouse, which means that the manpower recovery speed and the morale recovery will only be at 1% on the nation level from this effect for Ebla. But also, this baby is going to be leading... Well, I guess that's not true exactly. There's a region split here. Yeah, we can see all the different Eblite governors. So the baby, has 1 marshal. Presumably most of Ebla's core population lives over here. But this guy is 3 marshal, this guy is 4 marshal, this guy is 3. So no actually really strong marshal governors, which is quite convenient. There might be something else we could do, maybe alongside a war. Actually, let me look at it like this really quick. Wait, how was I on that screen? Here it is. Okay. This could be... do some sort of enticing governor action. What would this do? So it'd have to be somebody with less than 40 loyalty, which this guy is almost less than 40 loyalty. The governor of Kadesh, which would be the ideal person to do this with. So we could, for example, do this to reduce his loyalty. 5 AE action... actually, we might be able to do something here. Now, we'd have to plan this pretty carefully, but I am nervous about Ebla, I'm not going to lie. And right now, for the next 10 years or so, Ebla is in a very vulnerable state with a a very young king who is very low martial, who can't get a spouse to boost up their martial on the national level. Now, the issue is, this requires a couple of steps, and I haven't thought through this, so I have to think through it right now live in the video. But I think what I could do is inspire disloyalty for this guy. I could pay 5 AE, that's fine. This guy gets money. He loses loyalty. I can't do any more disloyalty inspirations, but this is the only guy that it would help for. I guess I could do the guy up in Aleppo Plain, but that's so far away. And the advantage of this, although one thing I should keep in mind is that if Kadesh actually rebels, because this would lead me to do, let's see, lead me to do Entice Governor, then I pay, so if this guy has less than 40 loyalty, I pay 20 AE, which is a lot. Ebla friggin' hates me. That guy becomes my character. Provinces adjacent to a country with less than 50 province loyalty governed by him will be annexed, and then Ebla gains claim. So this could be one way to kind of Cold War my way into Ebla. But then the question is, what's the loyalty down here? Actually, not there. That's the hold on. Let me investigate real quickly here. How bad is the loyalty around here? Can I see that? Okay, this is actually, what was the amount that I needed? Less than 50 province loyalty. So 43 province loyalty in Orontis Source. So if I actually attacked Hazi and got this section of Orontis Source, the rest of Orontis Source would follow this governor into my nation. Or what else does he control? Let me come back to this. Well, that's not a, hold on. I want to be able to see everything here. Oh, minus 16. Okay, this would go. This would go. Oh my god, this would go too. Oh my god, this would go. Oh, this would also go. This part wouldn't go. I would get so much if I did that. Holy crap. Holy shit. Okay, wait. There might be something, we might be able to pull something off here. It would be 25 AE in total, but we could potentially steal an absolutely outrageous amount of Ebla's core territory. And who lives here, by the way? These are all mostly non-Eblaites. Let me find the Eblaite map mode. So we would be stealing away some Eblaites, so this wouldn't really damage Ebla's core population that much, but we would get a ton of their valuable land. The problem is we're currently already trying to recover from a pretty aggressive opening, and this would, like, add 30 or 40% more land to our nation all at once with a giant AE spike, which would really screw up our stability gain, and we'd have to then govern all this new territory. So this is quite an interesting idea, but maybe not very practical. I guess we don't need to do this right this second. The thing is, all of those places I looked at had negative trend, so none of them are happy about the situation in Ebla, so we do have some time to enact this plan. Although that being said, technically speaking, as long as none of our places are about to rebel, and this place here seems to be getting under control finally, with these other spots more or less under control now, I think we might be able to pull this off. This would be quite the beginning to our Ebla rivalry. Although first we do have to get Hazi, because we don't border this, which means that... Actually, let me hold on. Let me go back to what that thing actually said. Let's not get in over our heads here, because I think I may be misremembering how that mechanically works. Regional. It says provinces adjacent to our country. So maybe we only get the province that is directly adjacent to us, not all of them, which would probably make more sense. So maybe I was getting a little excited over nothing. But we could get the rest of Orontis Source. I can't quite tell what this means. Yeah, I think we only get the one, so that's not great. But this would allow us to get control of Orontis Source and enter into Kadesh. Although that being said, that actually would be much, much more AE than just fighting Ebla directly, which might be doable. Yeah, 290 Eblaites. I need to start picking away at Ebla while I have the opportunity. So I think what I should probably do is ally with the most powerful nation that can help me fight Ebla. Maybe Alak. Let's see, they're fighting someone else right now. They would become my ally. The thing is, I need somebody that will actually join in against Ebla. I guess I could reach some pretty faraway people. Who's this? Haran, Tatul, Mari would join me. Interesting. I can't reach these guys over here. Yeah, I can reach these guys? I can reach Hit? Really? I was not expecting to be able to reach hit, but I guess they're sort of within range. Oh my gosh, I just realized what I'm looking at here. Look at this revolt. I can actually reach the Egyptians as well. I could ally with some of the nomarchies, but that's not very helpful. Okay. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. I think what we should do is we should go to war with Hazi, just to open up the possibility of an Ebla attack. At the moment, I'm not scared of Ebla attacking me, but I am scared of missing the chance to attack Ebla, if that makes sense. What I really need to do is break down Ebla's relationship with its allies, because at the minute, Ebla bringing in Ugarit presents a pretty big problem, because Ugarit is actually a similar size. Well, I guess that's not quite right. I'm about maybe 80% stronger than Ugarit, cohort-wise, but Ugarit is a pretty large friend for Ebla to bring in, and I don't know if I want to attack Ebla if they bring in Ugarit too. But how do I go about breaking down this alliance? There must be a way. I could demand subject transfer. Is this allowed? Probably not. I probably wouldn't agree to do it. I do not know. Let me think about this. I'll have to think about that more. But I definitely am aware now of this Ebla situation. I do want to stop Ebla from getting too powerful. I'm nervous about their power, what do you call it? Like their power trajectory, their momentum, because they have such a lush core. Their population can really multiply very, very fast. Even though you've been watching me micromanage my population to the ground over this campaign, and Ebla is just coasting along with a giant population with almost a third more than what I have. Okay, so the plan might be that we attack Hazi. Or it's not just that we should attack. We will attack Hazi. In fact, let's actually do that now while they're isolated. We can just roll in without raising fort maintenance. Oh wait, we can't roll in without raising fort maintenance because we need to wait 4 months and 19 days. We'll wait. We'll let our thing. Well, yeah, we'll wait a couple months. Okay. So the new plan. Alright, I took some more barb damage. That's fine. The new plan is we attack Hazi before they get an ally, so then we border Ebla, get to claim on Ebla so that we can go to war with Ebla when the time is right. So that's the plan now. And we need to pay close attention to see when their relationship with Ugarit breaks down, because I could probably, with mercenaries, beat Ebla using very, technical planning for how I move. But with Ebla and Ugarit, there's just too many people roaming around, and I don't feel like I can pull it off. Unless I had a really strong ally who I know would join in, which is not a guarantee, it seems, in this mod. So I'd have to think about that carefully. I guess one thing I could do is get vassals, because they have to join in. They can't decide to not join in, or they wouldn't normally decline to join in the way that allies could. So that's one way I could get around the problem of the AI in this mod really being hesitant about fighting in wars. So I'll have to think about that more. One possible good vassal is actually Yabrudu, who I almost border one tile away. These guys are in Kadesh, but they're in a section of Kadesh that I have literally zero interest in controlling, except for just border expansion. I guess I could try to make them my tribal vassal. I could probably do this by beating them in a war. That's probably my best bet, honestly. I don't have a claim on them at the minute, so that's not ideal. So I could either diplomatically make them my vassal, which would be kind of hard to do, honestly. Although these guys don't really bring a lot of cohorts, so the value of that is questionable at best. Let's go ahead and increase the levy maintenance. These guys are just going to stand around, not sieging that. Whatever. That's fine. How is my daughter doing? Let's Still has inflammation. It's not great. Wait a few more months. Yeah, so we are going to go ahead and enter into Kadesh here, but I have a plan. How do I go about doing this? Let's see here, 3 days. Alright. Morale's probably high enough to just go in. This guy's allied with Kumadu. Wait! Kumadu destroyed their fort. What? What are you doing? I spent the entire campaign complaining about their giant fort over here, and they destroyed it. Okay. Well, this... Now we have a new reason to do this war, which is to sack Kumadu for free, which is ridiculous. So we're still going to do this war, but we're going to do it through Kumadu, because we can just grab this immediately. Also, their other city doesn't have a fort either, so... I swear to God, the AI in this game is beyond baffling sometimes. I have no idea what they're thinking. Goofy goober behavior all around. Alright, I guess we'll wait for the monthly tick just to have every advantage possible. No reason to wait, or to do it sooner rather. Alright, September 1st. Actually, we have to do it through a war declaration on Hazi, which is fine. We'll call on Kumadu. Let's do it. Actually, before we do that, let's make sure we do that. Also, that should be fine. We're not going to be in danger right away. Okay, now let's go ahead and declare the war. So declare war on Hazi to take Orontes source. Here we go. Canaanite local power of Hazi and Kumadu rally together to defend. Right, here we come. So what we could also do is directly take Hazi and then make Kumadu a tribal vassal, which I think is what I will do, because Kumadu controls Phoenician land. I don't want to enter into Phoenicia quite yet. There's no reason to. So I think Kumadu would be a good tribal vassal to get. Yeah, because they also have the Hills combat bonus from having Highland heritage, so we'll vassalize Kumadu, and then... I guess they have a fort up here, technically. And then we'll just directly take Hazi land, and then we'll take the Kumadu section that's in Orontes source as well. Let's slow this down a little bit. Right, here we come. This should be a pretty clean fight, I assume. Stack wipe? It's probably going to be a stack wipe. Can't imagine this would not be a stack wipe. This was not a stack wipe. Okay. Maybe I was overestimating my chance at doing a stack wipe. Alright, let's make sure these guys are set up right. Spearmen in the front. Archers in the back. Skirmishers on the side, I think. Yeah, that's the arrangement. And then skirmishing is the proper tactic. Good. Grab that. These guys might come down while my forts were not being paid for, but that's probably fine. I don't think it's going to be a serious problem. Petra wants my vegetables. Alright, that's fine. What's going on down here? Samaria has a giant revolt going on. Alright. These guys are also fighting the Sumerian revolt. We're going to sack this. So we got some more slaves. So I think I'm probably going to go ahead and just destroy the city. I mean, I'm not going to literally do it, but these guys being my tribal vassal, I don't care about them having built up cities. So none shall hide. Let's get me some gold and cruel for Ipterdagon once again. Get out of here. Right, let's go up and grab Hasabu, and we'll come up and grab Badai. Alright. Garrison over here is building up, so that should be fine. That should be fine, rather. Yeah, so, can I make that guy a an important character? Zibrida the First, Ugarid. Yeah, definitely an interesting situation. This was not my plan, but we are going to go for this. I'm scared of Ebla. I really am nervous about Ebla getting too powerful. Because at some point, Ebla has access to some very nice land up here. I mean, not right here, but like the farmland core around the very, very far northern sections of the Euphrates River is within Ebla's reach, whereas I don't have anything nearby with that kind of lushness. I guess the Nile area, but this is like, you know, you have to enter the Nile area pretty precisely in this mod. No goofing around there. Alright, here we go. Time for another sack. Here comes the Hazi army. That's fine, they're not going to be able to get past Rauda. I guess I didn't sack it. I guess it was taken over. Oh, that's fine. Let's go and grab Badai. Probably can't assault Badai because I probably want to assault Hazi instead, so I'll just siege Badai naturally. That's fine, I guess. Yeah, that's good. Level 1 fort should be fine. Let's do it. Alright, so this has been a rather warlike peacetime. Remember when I said that we were going to be in peace for a long time? Yeah, this hasn't worked out like that. So these guys have male-only succession because this guy's heir is his baby brother. The skill of their Master of the Guard is 2. If I had an Eblaite friend, I could assassinate their child king so that an even younger baby is the new king, because this guy's the primary heir. Now that's an interesting idea. Am I evil enough to kill a literal 5-year-old? Yes. But will I do it? Maybe not, because it would be hard to set up. Alright. Disease outbreak, of course. Here comes the fort rolls. We're going to be in a fort race with Rauda. That's lovely. Watch them get breach. What's going to happen? Here it comes. Here comes the breach. Ready? Ready for the breach? Supply shortage. That's still better than disease outbreak. If I don't progress on this roll, I'm going to come down and knock them away from Rauda, to be honest. Okay, supply shortage is improvement, so I guess that's fine. If they advance and I advance, I'll come down and I'll knock them away. Because what I should actually do is honestly come to Hazi first, and then I'll assault at Bodai. That's the better sort of way to do it. Also, they're going to just... Okay. Yeah, let's come down and knock them away. These guys are going to, like, you know, siege down my land and just generally damage things. And this is a core part of my land, so I don't really want them to do that. So we'll come down here, knock them away, and then come up and attack at Hazi. Alright. There goes the last of the barbs. Oh, there's the breach. I told you it was going to happen. I friggin' told you. Faith of Melkart Piles. Never has a more devout man existed than Melkart Piles. People claim at the very door. Yada, yada, yada. Ooh, okay. Yep. I'm going to grab this. 6 stability for 18 gold. Going to put us at no stability trend, but 57 stability is very good right now, so that is handy. You come on down, and then you go around like this. Just chase them up north, please. Alright. Scholar of the Divine. Alright, we've seen this a bit before. Starting to wonder if getting corruption on Epterdagon might be okay because of his age. He's not going to live a super long time from here. Although 10 corruption for just 24 more PI is not worth it, so let's go ahead and just do this. This guy's loyalty is more or less secured. A slap on the wrist ought to suffice. Alright, so with the money and gold that we have, or the money and gold, with the gold, the treasury and PI that we have, we should probably found a city. I think we will found that city down here in Salkad, as I alluded to earlier. Let's go for it. Also, it's only 200 gold, not 300, so we have a bit of extra money, honestly. Could also found a city in Ain Thakar, although the area over here is still disloyal, so that's not ideal. But it is trending up. It will go back up into loyalty eventually. So, I think... Salkad's a bigger location, and it's a colony at the minute, so we haven't made Ain Thakar a colony yet. Let's go ahead and make Salkad a city. It's going to take 2 years. And we could also found a holy site once we have a bit more treasury and PI, so let's not forget about that. Alright, chase these guys back up. Also, having Kumadu as a tribal vassal will give me a lot of advantages, so I maybe should have set up a tribal vassal a little earlier, because you get some tribesman bonuses from just having a tribal vassal. It's fine, though. I remembered to get to it eventually, so it should be fine. We'll just come back around here. Get these guys hopefully at Hazi and then get it sieging. I'll do the assault at Badai, because I don't want to assault Hazi and then not be able to get Badai in this war. So let's come around. So checking to make sure things are good. Yep, things are more or less good. Galad is slipping into disloyalty now, but that is okay. And these guys are going to come around like this. I guess they can come down to Rauda from this side. That's fine. All I can do is just siege race them. I have a month or two ahead, which in theory means I'm going to win the siege race, but we all know what's going to happen in this campaign. So, yeah. Here we go. Alright. If Ugarit could just become disloyal and maybe try to break away in a war from their overlord, that would be quite nice. Rauda's under attack. That's in theory fine. Alright, supply shortage up here. I could always hire the mercenaries. So if Rauda looks like it's going to fall, although the mercenaries would take too long to get their morale up, so that wouldn't really be a solution. Unfortunately, they can just run away when they see me coming. Status quo. Okay, I think we're going to win the siege race with that first roll. That's kind of lucky, but it's going to be a close call. I sort of don't know if I can even get back down here before they take Rauda. And I don't really want to lose Rauda, because Rauda is a really valuable city for me. So this is a risky situation. Oh, we got a breach. Okay, I'm going to do an assault here because we got a breach, and we actually do have a timing concern here. I think with the breach in place, we should be able to do a relatively safe assault. Yeah. Alright. How many do we have left? Okay, that's not so bad, actually. We only lost about, what, 800? Which is a lot, but it's better than it could be. And now we can rush down before these guys get a breach, and then, like, several top, highest possible percent increase rolls in a row. Alright, supply shortage is fine. This game has made me so... Okay, yeah, they're gonna leave. That's good. Just me coming has scared them off, which is amazing. Once they're locked in, I'm gonna change my movement order and come back up to Badai. Because now they have to restart their siege if they do try it again. So we should be okay. I just need Badai, then I can win the war. Or they're gonna retake that, actually. That's annoying. I can retake that easily. I can go past Badai? What? This is in their fort coverage. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Maybe my fort control from here cancels that out. I've seen the AI do this kind of move before, so maybe that's how they do it. Alright, we'll come down, we'll re-grab Kumadu and try and catch these guys. That's fine, they're just damaging Kumadu over and over when they do that, so... Not a big deal. Let's head on down. We're going to try and siege Rauda. I'll get Kumadu, and then I'll come attack them, and then I'll come back up and work on Badai. I'll probably do an assault at Badai, honestly, once I'm at full morale. I should be able to with the numbers I have, and with full morale. Should be okay. They're not going to win the siege in 1 or 2 ticks, unless they get a breach. Okay, food shortage. That's not great, but it's okay. Alright, Kumbadu's 1. More slaves for me. Alright, they should run. Actually, we're going to get the fight here. I think we should win handily, even though our morale isn't at full. We arrive... Actually, hold on. Let's wait a few days so that we arrive after the monthly tick, just to ensure a little better morale on our side. They're not going to get any more morale from the wait, so that is smart. Alright. This should be a pretty fine fight. Not as fine as I was expecting, but of course they're rolling pretty well too. There's river crossing malice, that's good. Alright, that was actually a pretty good fight, all things considered. I'm just complaining for no reason. Something that I never do in these videos. Alright, so let's come back up here. And try and wrap this thing up. But we're going to have to wrap it up in the next episode of the Dammâseq campaign. Sorry for yet another cliffhanger ending here, but we're almost out of time. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.